Hello, I'm Eunice Russell, and welcome to this segment of the Truth Seekers Coalition. I will be discussing the redistricting process in Pomona, California. When discussing redistricting, it is important to know that each city and state can handle the process differently, including using different data resources. After doing some research, I found Pomona is not using the most current data in determining citizen voting age, population, and some other relevant statistics discussed in justifying the mapping changes. People should also be mindful that the maps presented to the Commission were not all made by Pomona residents. Anyone could have submitted as many maps as they wanted, and they were displayed anonymously except for Commissioner Luong's map. It would be interesting to know who the maps were submitted by. There are a number of federal regulations that come into play when discussing redistricting, including contiguous districts, undivided neighborhoods, and communities with shared interests, issues, problems, and concerns that require that they stay together in order to obtain fair representation, lines that are easily to understand, and that follow either man-made or natural boundaries. The goal of redistricting is to evenly distribute the population throughout the city and not restructure the districts to make it easier to run for office or to keep some people out of office. When you change the district lines, you can also change the financial dynamics, which can make it harder for certain groups to run or to give fair representation because of the cost to run for office increase. The next map the Commission has chosen to review is Map 107. Here you see District 6 is divided on the east end from Arrow Highway south will go to D4. The fairgrounds and Ganesha Hills in the historic community of Hacienda remain together in D6. District 4 will gain the east end of D6 from Arrow Highway south between San Antonio on the west and the city border on the east. D4 will lose the area between Gary and Town to D2 and a portion of its border south of Holt to D3. D3 will gain a portion of District 2 from Gary to just east of Town and will lose its border south of Philadelphia to D5. D2 will gain the area south of the 10 freeway between White and Town and will lose the area south of Phillips Boulevard to D5. D5 gains the area north of Phillips to D2 and south of Olive Street from D3. It appears that D5 will lose Westmount area to D1. D1 would gain everything south of the 71 freeway and Mission Boulevard. Its northern border would remain the same, and it would lose the area from White to Gary to D2. The next map is Map 108. District 6 will lose the area from Gary and Arrow Highway on the northeast end to District 1. D6 will gain a few blocks between San Antonio and McKinley. D4 will gain a small area just above San Bernardino Avenue, otherwise D4 will remain the same. D1 will lose everything south of the 71 freeway and gain everything north of the freeway from the western city border to Gary Avenue. D2 will gain part of District 1 from Holt south and the east of the 71. Otherwise, D2 will remain just about the same. D3 will remain just about the same. D5 will gain a portion of District 1, which includes everything south of the 71 freeway and a small community off of the 10 freeway, north of the 71, and west of Fairplex Boulevard. And if you notice on the maps, this little community is separated off. And you have to be really careful of jagged lines or islands being made within, to try to formulate a district, because that can, lead to evidence of gerrymandering. Not saying that that's what this is, but the boundaries should be clear and concise. The next map is Map 115. Again, District 6 is split with District 1. Here the fairgrounds are separated from their maintenance bays, RV park, and the parking lot. All of that would be in District 6. D1 loses everything south of the 71 freeway to District 5, and that small area that I was talking about, it zigzags. It's north of Arroyo Avenue, south of the 10 freeway. Again, those zigzag lines, you've got to really look at that and what is in that community that they're trying to bite it off from. D5 will gain Cal Poly, but otherwise, the rest of it remains the same, as does D2 and 3. The next map is map 117. Here, District 6 is split between Districts 1, 4, and 2. District 6 gains a small portion of District 4 between the 10 freeway on the north and San Bernardino on the south on its east end. District 4 loses that same small area and loses a small area between 2nd on the south and Holt on the north, San Antonio on the east, and Gary to the west. Otherwise, District 4 is relatively the same, and you can see from the maps. Those are very small changes. District 3 gains the southern portion of District 2 south of Philadelphia. Otherwise, District 3 is relatively the same. District 2's northern border is extended all the way north of the 10 freeway to include Hacienda Historic District, and 2 loses everything south of Grand Avenue. District 5 gains a major portion of District 2 from the 71 freeway west to Gary Avenue on the east. District 5 gains everything east of Mission Boulevard with District 1. The next map will be 119. Map 119 divides District 6 and District 1, again placing the fairgrounds in District 1 and separating the fair from its service bays, the RV park that it owns, and the parking lot. Those would all be in District 6 and back up against neighborhoods that would be affected from the work that goes on in those areas. District 4 loses the area south of Holt and east of town between to District 2 and District 3. District 3 essentially stays the same other than those few areas that it gained as discussed. District 2 loses the area south of Philadelphia to the 71 freeway. Otherwise, District 2 essentially stays the same. District 5 gains everything north of Mission, south of the 71 to District 1. There is some issue with the zigzagging here again on the eastern borders along the 71 freeway. Anytime lines go in and out like that, you have to look at that carefully and see what causes that. It could be something that it's a natural border that makes it zigzag like that, or it could be something else cutting in and out of neighborhoods or around neighborhoods. So you have to be careful of any lines that zig or zag or create a thin strip within a district. The last map is map 129. And as you can see, unlike the other maps, again, this one tells you who drafted it. This map was submitted late, yet accepted. Commissioner Luong offered to withdraw it because it was late, but it was still put in with the focus maps. Map 129 divides District 6 with District 1, again separating the fairgrounds and the neighborhoods affected by the fair from each other, putting the RV park, the parking lot, and the maintenance bays and service areas in District 6 and putting the fair itself in District 1. District 4 remains intact except for a small area on the south end that it shares with District 3 and 2. District 2 remains relatively the same except for a small area between Dudley and the 71 freeway that it gains from District 5, and the northeastern border it shares with District 3 and 4. District 5 gains the area north of Mission all the way to the city's western border. So District 5 loses the areas from the 71 freeway and Dudley just south of Mission. So as you can see, these are the maps that the commission is going to be reviewing. Nothing is set in stone. The commission makes the rules. They can accept these maps, reject these maps, change these maps. I just think that it's important for the commission to note Who made the maps? Are the maps in the best interest of all of Pomona? Did you consider the new buildings and growth that's coming to Pomona that's already in the works and how that will affect these maps? Did you take an actual look at the area? Use Google Maps, drive through the communities? Because it's clear, one thing, that the maps themselves didn't show the streets clearly. So it's hard to tell, what area or what you were going through. So my suggestion is this is too important not to do all that you can do, because the choices that are going to be made here will affect this city for decades to come. So God bless you all. Everyone that's listening to this, you have a voice, you have a say-so, so email, write in, call in, become a part of what goes on in your city. Take care, and until the next journey, bye-bye.